Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Get the screen shared up here. What's going on, Big Chiller? How you doing? We'll do a little free stream today. We got some giveaways to go along with Edgeful. What's going on, Steve? How you doing? What's gold doing? Would have been a decent little short. Should be able to recover to that high that we made, I assume. Should. What's going on, NQ? How you doing? NQ Luke. Gold's doing pretty well right now. We should probably go up to that data wick high. We did have PPI this morning. Good morning, everyone. Portfolio keeps going. Yeah, we're chugging along. If you are in tech, Big Chiller, I'm sorry you kind of dipped out yesterday before I gave you a full answer to it. October of this year, and this is for anyone that's also in Bitcoin or crypto, October of this year is supposed to be when crypto reaches its bottom before another 4 years of continued upside. So we are in a bear market at the moment with with crypto. I got a text about one of our games today. Oil should be coming back down. We have the end of that conflict. It still is at $100 a barrel, but I think once we start getting our supply back up, and as well as our reserve back up, that should be fine. But we'll also have a pretty good representation of what the market will recover to in terms of Bitcoin, crypto, when everything is finalized. We don't have any more ifs and thens for that agreement that we've made with Iran. Anyone from Arizona in here? Good morning from Europe. What's going on? It's pretty cool coming in from Europe. All in all, I think that the current bull cycle in the market, it just started. If anything, we get, and this is like really uncharacteristic. Andre will have a lot. Love to have Dan on the stream yesterday. Yeah, that was awesome. He had a really nice and useful talk, though. I thought that stream segment with Dan yesterday went well. Went very, very well. Thought that was awesome. Anyway, what I was getting to, I think that for the most part, what we should see is a rapid continuation with crypto. I think that once the whole conflict with Iran's over, we'll also see oil recover back to those 90s, and then everything else will be right back to where it was as well. So I think that's what's holding us back quite a bit. Support zones are crazy for Bitcoin around 40K. Yeah, they are. Sorry, there's a little commotion in the back. We were getting our boiler cleaned. All right, and going into open, we do have a pretty much nothing gap on SPY and Q, so this should fill almost immediately to the downside. We do have Monday and Tuesday's high put in. Monday we should go and take. I don't think that we're going to go all the way down to yesterday's low. this will be the opening week range. So I'll make sure I go and get a post about this as well. So we'll get rid of the initial balance range for now. The opening week range is when we go to the high that we made on Monday and the low that we made on Tuesday. Get rid of that trend. Opening week high. I'm going to type that out. Opening week high. Excuse the dog barking in the back. You guys can hear him. And opening week low. So that is our range that we have. If we go over to opening week range, the high and low that is made on Monday and Tuesday, we have a 96% chance to break. So looking at these two ranges, knowing that we are much, much, much closer. We already took out the Newsweek low. We're much closer to that opening week high. It's very likely that we go and take out 714.58 on Qs, and it's very likely that we go and take out 740.78 on SPY. That is essentially the initial balance for the weekly time frame. Funny enough, the initial balance works for everything. It's the best trading concept out there, I promise. That is what we're going to be looking for today. I don't think we're going to get all the way back down to 696. Yesterday was a pretty nasty sell-off, but what we've been talking about for weeks now in this market is that all the news is bought up immediately. Any dips that we have, immediately bought up. Any pullbacks that we have, immediately bought up. Bad news is getting eaten like no other. We have recovered the entire move down that we made yesterday and then some. We went almost all the way up to all-time highs pre-market, came back down. PPI came out this morning at 8:30. PPI wasn't really all that good. And then with that continuation from PPI, we had essentially no real pullbacks. Data's not really doing anything. We had a 0.3% PPI candle. We had a 0.2% candle on SPY. IB, but a weekly time frame. Opening week range. High and low made on Monday and Tuesday has a 96% chance of breaking for the rest of the week. $714.58. Excuse me. And the only reason I'm going to be looking for that level is simply because we're closer. We're much closer. Did I spell anticipating right? No, I didn't. I can't spell today. And we'll make sure to get Edgeful tagged with that. Sorry about all the typing. I just want to get a post out for that opening week range. We have a 96% chance over the past 6 months and 98% chance over the past year that this level will break. Again, it is the opening week range. Monday and Tuesday's range high and low. For this week, Monday put in the high, Tuesday put in the low. Yesterday's low was a V shape and a half. So the recovery that we had from that low, again, bullish market sentiment. We got bought all the way back up. And This is saying that over the past 6-month time frame, we've had 12 of those opening week ranges break to the upside. So we're more favorable to the upside. We should see a pretty strong continuation through that ceiling. I do not see us having that large of a pullback. If anything, I think for the most part, we have a continuation all the way through into previous week's high, which is also all-time highs, which is also Monday's high. And then once we hit that level, we'll probably peter out a little bit. The market is due a pretty nasty corrective move. Keep that in mind. What's going on, Deerslayer? How are you doing? SPY filled the gap and QQQ didn't. It's only until open, Sam. So we don't really care about what it does pre-market. Right now, there's still a gap. It's the same as the initial balance developing into open. Do you like looking at stocks during New York session? Kind of. I don't really look at individual stocks too much because QQQ and SPY indicate what those stocks are doing. I do like to look at the heat map every so often. The heat map itself doesn't really impact what the market does, though. Strangely enough, the heat map is, I only ever look at it when you have a large divergence between SPY and Qs. That's it. So I want to go in and see why is SPY up 2% right now and why is Qs down 1.5%. Obviously, that's a large divergence. We don't really see that large of a divergence, but just for the example's sake. We will have Andre and James joining us shortly. Andre and James are joining us stateside. So we will have everyone hopefully having some strong Wi-Fi, some strong service today. Morning, Mark. How you doing? Fun in Shuban. Where am I from? I'm from Maine. Andre to enter the studio. What's going on?
Yo, what's up? How's my audio?
Great.
We got the recordings on?
I figured not today. Just kidding. They're on.
Perfect.
I finally realized that when you click Go Live in the top right, it has a text bubble that says turn recordings on.
Beautiful.
As opposed to
it's kind of annoying. Settings. You can't default it, but it's whatever.
We have a very, very good chance of going and taking the opening week range to the upside.
Let me pull it up. Yesterday was pretty wild.
Yeah, we made I didn't really capitalize on it, so it is what it is, but it was, shoot, I had the number at the top. Like an 800-point total move up and down.
Yeah, it's, by the way, for anyone watching who doesn't like to plot all of their own lines, we do have an indicator that will plot the opening week high and low for you. Andre, go change your shirt. I might have, if we get a choppy orb, I'll go put a button down on. But we do have an indicator that will plot what Zinc has plotted here for you automatically. Just FYI.
I was doing it for educational purposes.
Oh, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. But
they were all a huge fan of the optimizer yesterday.
Yeah, it's available to everyone, even the people in the essential plan, not the algo plan, for the next 7 days. After the 7 days from now, it will only be available to the people in the algo plan. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it to the people. Let's let them try it. And then
let's give the people what they want.
Exactly.
That's a great addition.
Yeah. It'll be good.
So I think into open, I think we'll get a gap fill stat with how small the gap is, so a pretty immediate wick down. At least on SPY. SPY's only gapped at 0.09, and then we'll go and take out the opening week range to the upside. Just so Andre doesn't yell at me again, I'll put the
You know what? I respect that you do it manually.
Oh, wait a minute.
If you go to invite only on your, there you go.
I wanted to show you this because I did type out the indicator last night. Like the top one. I got you. Opening week range.
Yeah, if you scroll down, yeah, it's alphabetical. Opening. Yep, there you go. So it's gonna default to the New York session. Because you're on SPY, it'll obviously only be the New York session.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on NQ or whatever, it'll properly plot the high and the low. Can you just double click on it on the just like the blue box? Or yeah, just go to the settings. Yeah, so it is the New York session. I guess the high and the low was made in the New York session. Sometimes, like if you switch that top one to be Asia or Tokyo,
put it on daily, it gets all of them.
Yeah, or if you'll see what I'm talking about if you switch it to the Tokyo one. Yeah, right there. How it'll like automatically anchor to the correct high and low.
Yep.
For only the Asian session. So you can obviously put that back, but
I use the stats on SPY and Qs anyway. So
yeah, that doesn't matter.
Fine with having it on these ones, but I think we should immediately pull back for that gap, at the very least on SPY, and then we'll have a continuation to the upside.
Yeah.
Are you team Tokyo IB last night? The IB from last night during Asia Open was incredible. That was so smooth. Globex is on Tuesday night going to Wednesday. I don't play because the data is so incredibly bad for whatever reason. It's like 50-50 every day of every single Wednesday. Go to the daily time frame. And then IB on a Wednesday. This is so much better, by the way.
I'm happy.
So this one actually has, it's been so bad that you, regardless of what high or low you form first, it's more likely to just go and take the low anyway.
Yeah.
Or have the first break be the high.
Yeah. So 72, 85%. This is for Wednesdays only.
Yeah, Wednesday Globex.
Yeah, I'm looking to add like the weekday button somewhere on here, but the thing is like this chart style has two like charts.
I think you can merge the downs to the bottom of it.
Yeah, but
where it says all these are the same 5 minutes, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. because this stuff all stays the same.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone knows kind of a little bit of the roadmap. Just before the market opens, I'll talk about the roadmap of Edgeful for a second. So we went through and pretty much redid the entire algo flow. So that was the analyzer, the optimizer, the onboarding, the like broker connection, the trade log, like literally the entire algo plan is redone. And then now I'm working on improving the what's in play. So that's next. That's pretty much done now. So it's not a major change. Like the algo is a pretty major change, but the what's in play is like a little bit less of a major change, just like small improvements. And then the screener will be next, and then the reports will be after that. So just so you guys have like some sort of sequence, we're also going to be testing internally the API. So for anyone who uses Claude or Codex or ChatGPT or whatever, we are at like the closing stages of the API. So you will be able to like pull the Edgeful data into whatever workspace or whatever project or whatever that you guys have, which will be, it's been a huge request. So it's good.
Very nice.
Dude, I met with James.
I saw.
It's crazy.
Look, you use that same podcast space that Words of Wisdom uses.
Dude, everyone goes there. I didn't realize.
I noticed as soon as I saw that little
background.
balsa wood color.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was awesome. It's crazy to meet him. Been talking to that guy for since 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, December 2023, I got on a call with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was crazy to finally meet him in person. It was his first time in the U.S.
Well, I don't blame him for how difficult it is to get a visa to come over here.
Yeah, but he has he's good now. For the next 10 years, he has a visa, so I'm sure he'll be coming in and out way more.
Lucid Live update. Still in the process of passing the evals. About a third of the way. Almost basically halfway there. A little bit over a third. Am I planning to use VWAP on my charts? I will have it on again today. I will have VWAP on the chart.
You're using it?
Yeah, Dan and I had a really good stream yesterday. I'd slapped VWAP on the Edgeful VWAP suite.
Beautiful.
Slapped that on yesterday.
Can't plot that manually.
I'm sure I could somehow. I could figure it out.
Just every bar, keep it going.
Every 1 minute candle. Squiggle.
Yep. So what was the update with the stream yesterday? You're doing I know he talks about the angle of VWAP.
Yep.
And if it's flat versus very
anything.
angled, how does that work?
So besides the first one that I wanted to bring up to you that he made a great point on yesterday with the IB before we get into VWAP. He didn't take the IB trade on Monday this week because he said that if the IB is established in that first button. If the IB is established in that first 5 minute opening candle, which it was on Monday, you can skip a couple candles. That 5 minute orb was the IB. If that happens, he doesn't take the IB.
Interesting.
And that's what ended up happening. It lost, even though the lowest went first to high. It technically won, but it formed a new low literally 6 seconds before the IB closed. I got kind of hosed on that one.
Yeah.
But along with that, if the VWAP is perfectly horizontal, he doesn't take the trade. If the VWAP is angled either way, he needs it to line up in that direction. If not, then he also doesn't take the trade.
Interesting. Maybe that means that build a. What's up?
James.
What's up?
Good Wi-Fi today.
He's got American Wi-Fi.
He does.
Yeah. No, it's good to see Ante.
Yeah, it was good. We were just talking about it.
We had a crazy bounce yesterday on the ES.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bounce.
Yeah.
So for today, it would be tricky based on what Dan would take. He probably wouldn't take upside today because we have the VWAP sloping down pre-market. But I don't think he also uses that opening week range. So that's a confluence that he wouldn't have added on the chart.
Isn't it interesting how so many different people use different things?
Yeah, and that's
you can use the same concept, but just not. You can layer in other things. You use the inside bars all the time. I don't know if he does. You use the opening week range as the draw. I don't know if he does either, but he uses VWAP in the direction of VWAP and these other things. But you're both using the IB by rejection and the pullbacks into the IB.
Yeah, but that's how you get successful at trading, right? Is you go and make your own tweaks. Exactly. I think we should get a dip almost immediately in the open to go and fill some of those.
There's the open
gaps. We technically do have the low of that news wick still present that we didn't take out, so that could be a draw. PPI did absolutely nothing. CPI did absolutely nothing yesterday. I knew that we had CPI yesterday morning, but I opened my chart and actually struggled to locate where it was because
Yeah,
it was we had a
that's pretty
bigger
rare,
4 a.m.
actually.
candle than we did. We had a bigger 7 a.m. candle than we did at that CPI print.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dan added yesterday that his entire For You page on Twitter is all, his entire Explorer page is all people trading the IB.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a revolution, dude.
It's awesome.
You know, I mean, people will say the IB's been around since the 80s, and it was. But if you look back to last year, nobody was talking about it.
Nope.
Like literally nobody was talking about it last year.
Yeah, it's Edgeful.
Not until after you and I.
Check your zinc. Check what I got.
Yeah, he's got an Edgeful shirt. It's exclusive merch right there.
It's exclusive.
Like
it's only for the bold trade. It's only for the bold traders.
I'll take one in another 40 years, please.
Jeez, yeah, ES is coming down. New low of day.
There's a gap fill stat coming in on ES. Q should also do the same thing. And then I think we'll hopefully make a reversal at high. Ultimately, we can still go to the opening week low. I just think we're going to the high because we're 75% of the way there into the open.
I'd be curious to see how it reacts off the gap fill, specifically off that, like the 29, 100, like all the entire area between 29, 100 and 200.
Yep.
I'd be curious to see how that reacts on NQ. I'll pull up my screen in just a second here.
Go for it.
So I'd be curious to see how NQ reacts here. I mean, more so here, but I'll just do this anyway. Curious about this area. Honestly, I think that if price does come down below the 29,000, I would not expect for a reversal like what happened yesterday, unless we get like a huge V shape like this. But if we break this 29, this whole structure here and go below this 29K, I would expect it to break that low day. Now it might touch previous day's high first. Obviously we might get a little pop up first because we do have the inside bar stat, and obviously I would expect it to touch the previous day's high before touching the previous day's low, but I'm very curious how price reacts in this area. And then for ES, that would be pretty similar over here. We're already kind of in it. The structure is a little bit different because NQ seem to be stronger overnight, but yeah, similar story here for ES and NQ. I would be interested in how price reacts in this area.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you like Monday, where we had SPY being the stronger asset for the first time in 3 weeks?
I wasn't looking at the charts.
Oh man,
I was with James.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the charts at all, honestly.
SPY was the stronger asset. If you go back and look at Monday on your chart right now, for the first time in 3 weeks, SPY was leading the way.
I was watching it a little bit with Anje, but it wasn't doing too much. What I was watching on Monday, it was like very, very choppy.
Yeah, wow, it was actually. NQ,
yeah, Q's was choppy, but
yeah.
ES made high day. NQ did absolutely nothing.
Wow, NQ made low of day at 10:30. ES is not even close.
Yep.
Wow.
They were sitting in the stream just in awe. First time in weeks.
Yeah. What was it? Was like one of the...
I don't really think it was anything in particular. I think it was just...
Dude, NVIDIA 226 is insane.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
What's
when it was
Meta
at
sitting
like
at right now,
300?
Goldman?
Dude, Meta's got to get its stuff together.
Yeah, it does.
I remember when NVIDIA used to be.
Here, I'll pull up your screen, Zink.
When was that split they had? I remember it was 1,200.
Yeah, it was 1,000. Yeah, it was over 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
When everyone saw it at 500, they're like, "No way, it's going higher. No way."
Dude, I thought it was super overpriced at 500, and then it went from 500 to 390. It just broke the 400. I think that was like the biggest, not like liquidity sweep, but like bearish fake out of all time. Like if you go to like the daily chart on NVIDIA, it literally was like it just touched below 400 on the daily chart and then ripped and never looked back. Or in this case, it would be, I guess, 30.
It's crazy how strong the moves can be when everyone's expecting it to go one way.
Yeah.
All right, still coming down, 29.2.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to pull up my screen one sec.
Go for it.
It went to five. This is before the split. Went to 500, then bottomed just under 400, 390, and this was the bottom. And then literally after it broke that round psychological 400, it just ripped and it just never came back.
I remember that well. Question from Pipti in chat. Andre, what's the correct way to set up the what's in play in screener?
There is no correct way, but we do have templates that will help you. So I'll pull up my screen again. One sec.
Nasdaq's breaking 29,200. Yeah.
Yeah, we are free falling right now.
So let me make this bigger. The reason that we have the templates is so it's very easy for you to like set it up exactly the way that I have it. And so you like have something to go off of. But pretty much you're in the what's in play in the left sidebar here. You're going to go and put on the most popular ES-NQ template. What that's going to do is it's automatically going to pick ES and NQ, obviously. And it's going to pick these 14 reports in here. You can see it's the gap fill, whatever else. If you click it, you can actually see what all the reports are. It'll pick the New York session, 6-month look back for the data. So this look back period only picks like the data over here. You can pick 3 months as well if you want. And then we have the data filter. This is super important because if I scroll down here, you're going to see everything gets cut off above or below 65% because the data filter here is cutting it off. I don't want to see anything in there. If I move this down, you're going to see that we're getting some stuff that's lower quality. I don't like to see it. That's why we have the template the way that it is. Now the difference between, I'm going to touch on the screener in a second, but the difference between the screener and the what's in play is the what's in play is for your A+ setups on tickers you're actually going to be trading. So ES, NQ, you don't want to put like Apple, NVIDIA, like Broadcom, Tesla in here if you're going to be trading the futures because you want to actually see the individual setups on this page. So you go here for your A+ setups, and then you go to the screener for your overall market bias. So right now you're gonna have to give it some time to kind of develop. You can use the daily bias template. Everyone has access to this as well. What this does is it picks the major market movers, Apple, Amazon, Broadcom, Google, whatever, as well as the indices. So you can see I have 15 tickers in here. This gives me a pulse on what's happening in the market as a whole. So if you're trading ES, you're trading NQ, and Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Apple, Tesla are all ripping, it's extremely likely that ES and NQ are also going to start ripping. So the way to use this is to say, when this thing is fully green, this bias bar at the top, you want to be looking for longs. You do not want to be the guy looking to pick the top. Same thing goes for when it's fully red. You do not want to be the one that's looking to pick the bottom. You want to be shorting the pops. And then when it looks like the Italian flag, we've seen many times on stream, that's your signal to take a step back and wait or size down or be a little bit more picky with the setups because overall, the market doesn't have a specific direction. Like if half of the major market movers are long, the other half are short, that's not really going to be super helpful in terms of confluence in a trade. So To recap, use the what's in play for setups that you're actually going to trade on ES and NQ. Use a screener to understand what's happening with the overall market. Okay,
Very good.
Yeah. I'll pull up your screen again here, Zane.
It's all the point that we continue to make on the stream is that it's all up to what works for you, what works with your discretion. So that's how Andre likes to use it.
Yep.
I like to use it the same way with trading the trend, making sure that you're staying with whatever the bias is for the day. If we have rapid downside today and we just continue to melt all the way down to opening week range low, I'm not going to keep trying to take longs on every dip that we have because I'm going to get burnt that way. That's how I like to trade. Maybe you like to trade like what Dan covered yesterday. You find some strange confluence, like if the 5-minute orb is also the same size as the initial bounce for the day, I don't trade the initial bounce for that day. Or VWAP slipping this way. So it's all based on your own learnings and what you find in the market. It's not based off what we're telling you to do. But you can use this as a benchmark.
Yep.
But exactly what Andre led that off with is there's no correct or incorrect way to use it.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to trade with the data. You got to do what makes sense for you, 100%.
Yeah. Our NQ's really
bouncing a little bit.
Back to our regularly scheduled program. NQ face ripping. SPY stuck at low day.
Yeah.
Gold isn't really doing too much, which is good to see. We don't really have any worry from geopolitical news based off that. SPY's kind of hanging out. I'd probably get rid of the opening week range. If that is the low that we end up putting in and we break above, as shockingly as I'm about to say, VWAP, establish a bullish IB, then we should have a continuation up for the day. But Q's is much stronger at the moment. Per
James,
usual.
you have a new VWAP trader with you now.
You do.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? They were on stream yesterday talking about it.
I love it. Yeah, I love to use VWAP with the Edgeful reports for those that are watching for the first time. James, do you use weekly VWAP? I do for the hard time frame buys, like just from where we're looking at from the weekly level. Yeah. So obviously, I would only really use that after Tuesday because Monday would be the daily VWAP. The weekly and daily would be the same. NQ coming back down a little bit here, 232 now, back in the 20s. Well, ES is a lot weaker though today.
It's the energy sector is getting destroyed. Energy as a whole is just getting wrecked. Which really, there's not really much they can control about that right now.
Is there any news today?
We had PPI this morning. I remember looking yesterday, I don't think we have any high impact stuff after hours today. Also, part of the reason that we had that crazy continuation yesterday, we had 2 o'clock red folder news with the monthly federal budget, and it came in as a slate miss.
Of course.
But I don't know if Goldman Sachs over here knows how to read it, but I have no idea that data.
I've actually never looked at that federal budget. What I do know is I'm not surprised it missed, but it's not something that you look at the Fed balance sheet a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not really the budget.
I've got a short on NQ here. I'm in at 221.
Nice.
I'm interested in taking ES short. That's right. When I asked if there was news, I'm interested in taking ES short.
We just have 3 speakers. That's it.
Okay, my entry on NQ is 221 off of that New York session VWAP. I'll get my chart up in a bit.
All right, 30-point drop off that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm already up. There you go. It's breaking opening range low. I'm up 40, 50 points. I'm going to cover there. There you go. I'll take that.
Good entry, dude.
Bearish IB for today. VWAP is very weak as well. Not really going to be using VWAP for anything quite yet. I still have to relearn, get comfortable using it. I didn't miss your comment, Julian. To copy trade, you go into your Trade-Evade. It's in the top right. Anyone else that wants to know how to copy trade on Trade-Evade as well? Top right, you go into application settings, add-ons, scroll all the way down. Add-ons is all the way to the right after you click application settings. All the way down, somewhere in here. Well, I guess it's not on here. Awkward. Once you activate it, maybe it goes away, but you should see in add-ons under application settings, there should be a group trade somewhere in these settings, and it's always free with whatever firm you go and purchase. Specifically, Lucid is the one you were looking for. This one is a little bit different because this is a live sim environment. It's not the typical sim environment. Very nice trade, James.
Thank you, sir. I can trade in the States too.
There you go. We got another guy.
Load up on a bunch
short
of props
TP
right
hit on the algo.
There you go.
Incredible.
Beautiful.
Dude, I'm still getting used to trading. I'm still getting used to the open being so early in the morning, dude.
Isn't it nice?
Rise and shine, bro.
Yeah, rise and shine. Let me just get my screen up. I think this should be. I'll get up. Yeah.
God, I'm itching to take the short right now.
Let me share my screen quickly. There we go. That should be good. Yeah. There you go. So that was my trade here. So we are. I saw ES was actually flushing a lot more aggressively, but basically just trading underneath the VWAPs, and also see I'm kind of like front running the opening candle continuation, which you'll hear in the podcast is one of my favorite reports with Edgeful, so you can go check that out. But I'm front running it because the first 20 minutes is bearish as well. So just I'm taking my piece off at opening range low, just underneath opening range low. Obviously this continues to tank, but if that bounced, I wouldn't really want it anymore. So that was my trade there. In at 221, out for about 54 points.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oof.
Jeez,
Give
we
me
all
a bounce.
up.
Give me a bounce. Give me a bounce. Please give me a bounce to Orblow.
Why don't you just buy the bounce?
No.
Put all your money into it. And that will make the bounce.
No, I prefer to go short.
If we all collectively go long with our sim accounts, it should push it up a little bit.
We should go to all-time highs. Oh my God.
Very similar to what we were talking about earlier, though, right? You want it to bounce to go short. Do not be the person that's trying to catch this knife right now. And then the worst thing that can happen is that you make profit off of a trade like that, and it teaches you that you can repeatedly do it.
Yep.
Am I live with Lucid again? Almost. I am currently in the eval process still with the Lucid Max accounts. So I'm not technically live with them yet. But it's been very bare. Took SPY short when James took NQ short, plus 400.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Plus 400, by the way.
Hey, I try.
If you average $400 a day,
It's 100K, yeah.
100K a year. So for anyone who thinks that $400 is not a lot of money, if you average that every day, meaning that some days are bigger, some days are smaller, some days are red, whatever, that is $100,000 in one trading year. So people should not.
I'll actually send that I was put in the Edgeful Discord. You know, there's that like image of like, okay, $200 a day is 50K a year, and whatever it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just shows you that you actually don't need to make $5,000 in a day to have a great trading, to make 6 figures.
Isn't that so incredibly twisted that the environment we have on social media?
Yes, it is, dude. Everyone's making $1 million. I think everyone makes $1 million on X.
Except me, apparently.
Yeah, by the way, Shell, I charge for signals, just so letting you know. No, good.
I'm going to get another coffee quick so I don't itch to take this trade, even though that ES.
I got the Alpin, Andre.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll have to post the bloopers on online.
Dude, we have to.
My algo took MES 5-minute orb, locked in plus 80 in a few minutes. Love the algos.
Beautiful. Very happy about that. I am interested in the short still, by the way. However, I think that the bounce is going to be a little bit more aggressive than we think. So I want to be a little bit patient here. So I'm going to get a coffee.
Let me see if Trump is supposed to talk today. Because that could also throw a huge wrench.
Steve, where's the podcast that you're talking about? So we did a podcast on Monday together. That will be out possibly in the next week or two on the Edgeful channel.
Yeah, and then I hear they're doing one in Maine.
Yes.
Left already. I'll have to say it when he gets back again. Trump just landed in China for a meeting with President Xi, however you say it. So who knows when he's supposed to talk on that today. James is laughing, but we're serious. We will happily pay for your signals.
No. Yeah, I would be careful. I'm just watching price action right now. We are bouncing, as Andrew said, quite aggressively back up. We're still underneath opening range low. Yeah, good to see you again, Steve. Feels like I've been gone for like 2 weeks, but it's actually only been since Friday I've been off. What's up, Brian?
Gotta get the link to my stream.
You're in America, James, and my best friend just went to South Africa on Saturday. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm in Tampa at the moment. Where should they go eat? Steakhouses. They're in Cape Town. Go to, I don't know Cape Town too well. I'll go there often, but not enough to know off the top of my head. Steakhouses are great there though, PUBG. Butcher Block? Yeah, that's a good one. Butcher Block. James, is that a fresh bald shave? Yeah, it is actually. It is.
Fresh bald shave. Look at that bounce.
Yeah, geez.
Holy
Back above New York
smoke.
session VWAP now. Wow.
We might
and that's
go
why
and
you
take
don't
a new IV
and that's
high
why you
too.
don't leave runners. That's why you don't leave runners, Zink. Jeez.
Exactly. Your runner just
Look
got
at that,
smoked
bro.
there.
Look at that.
And yeah, I'm very happy to see that Andre got up, distanced himself from taking a position there because he was eager to. Oh, that's what you're I got you, Big Chiller. That's what your profile is on YouTube.
Who? Me?
I wasn't talking there for a minute, Big Chiller.
You see that? I have my
my
headphones in. I can hear you guys, and all I can hear is, wow, that bounce is pretty aggressive. And I would have been in the shorts before. So you get up and you leave.
That's what I just said.
I know, I heard that.
I would have tried doing the same thing too. If I feel myself tilting on a day, I get up and go and work on. I'm remodeling the basement, or I'm building a new chicken coop or something.
Yep. I was like, you know what? I'll make some electrolytes.
So right as you got up, your camera paused there for a second, Andre. What the heck?
Mine?
James contaminated you.
I know, dude. We got to get him out of Florida, bro.
Trump landed in China for a meeting with their president.
I did hear that.
So that's probably what we got going on today.
Now, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't hate it actually. The stop would maybe.
Stop's a little bit big.
278. Yeah, it is quite big for you.
I can't see if you're on SPY or not, but I like it a lot better on SPY, not Qs.
Yeah.
Just because Qs is not saying that the top stop is too big or too tight, but Qs it can easily go and wick.
What I would like is a flash to the midpoint of the orb, stop at the orb high, targeting new low of day. That would be awesome.
A question here for you, Andre. What are the tools you took to make such a successful business, and how rigorous was it behind the process of making Edgeful?
Oh,
it's a loaded one.
Oh no, I mean, it's hopefully we make it look easy, but guys, even like one customization on a report is so much effort, like to make sure it's correct, to like test it in different sessions, to make sure that it actually scales with custom sessions. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, I can just do it with Claude. Okay, go for it.
I could do it with my Mac Mini.
Yeah, right. Like go do it. Like you don't, like nobody understands the amount of effort that it takes to improve the experience, to like fix the little things, to maintain it in a way, to have the new features plug into it in a way that like makes sense. There's a lot more that goes into building Edgeful than what like everyone sees, which is obviously that's like part of the deal. Like if it was simple, then like nobody would want to buy it. Like nobody would, like we would never have users.
If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like hopefully we make it look easy enough.
Yeah.
If we make it look easy, we're doing our job. If we make it look like you can do it yourself, we're doing our job. Because it would make it feel like, oh, this experience is such a good one. So I appreciate that. I am interested in these shorts just quickly.
Yeah. ES has bounced quite aggressively on the 15-minute time frame. There's going to be quite a big wick to the downside. So I don't really like that.
ES is catching up a little bit.
Yeah. If we get that pop to the midpoint of the orb quick, I would try it. But I think that honestly, a lot of, also just to kind of like finish answering that question, a lot of building something is just like doing a lot of the boring stuff. Like there will be people that try to copy Edgeful. There will be people that try to like steal from us. There will be people that do these little things here and there. But the problem is, for the most part, it's fixing the little things and the cumulative impact of fixing these small things over time, talking to the users, being on stream with you guys, getting that feedback, like fixing it every single day. Like if you guys go to our YouTube channel, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, go to the videos on Edgeful, do it later, whatever, open a new tab, and just sort by oldest. And just watch some of the videos at what it used to look like and what it's like now. And then imagine that change, and then take that same change and then plot it out for next year, and how much better it'll be now compared to, or how much better it'll be then than it is now. Like Edgeful is the worst that it'll ever be, because we literally have a team of people that are looking to improve it every single day. Like to get the messaging out, to make it more intuitive. Like it's like anything, it's a ton of work, and we just love, I mean, like we just love it. So yeah.
There's a decent pullback right there.
Yeah. I really, really, really want to take this short right now, but
Andre, Zink, I'm
Yeah.
going to leave you guys here. We've got our boot camp that's starting today.
sure.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it was nice
right,
being
bro.
on with you guys again. But I'll see you guys all on Monday. And then, yeah, have a good rest of the trading day.
Have a good
You
one.
as
bro.
well.
Yes, sir. Cheers, guys.
So yeah.
I'm interested in these shorts, but I'm trying to be super patient here.
I always get I see so many ads for Cloudbot and Mac Mini, and the one that always gets me is, you commented on it, the guy that said he built Bloomberg Terminal.
Oh, dude. like actually comical. For anyone who's ever like actually used a Bloomberg terminal, like that's actually hilarious for anyone to say that. Like you cannot build a Bloomberg terminal with AI. Like it's just not going to happen.
Nope. It is a pretty good joke.
Yeah. No, it's like honestly a little bit embarrassing to say that. Like it's pretty embarrassing to say that, because like for anyone who like the actual user, like the problem is that you're like trying to like flex on the wrong people. Like the people who actually would use that know that you can't do it. And the only people that would be like, oh my God, he rebuilt a Bloomberg terminal are the people who would not actually use it.
Yep.
So yeah. This consolidation below the orb low is actually interesting.
Yeah, it's stuck right at 707 on Qs.
Yeah.
29.2.
Yep.
Psych level doesn't want to break over or under.
Yeah, Meta's really pushing, but like really everything else is kind of stalling out. Like even NVIDIA's like right in the middle of the range. I'm interested to see how like price kind of reacts here at this orb low, but I do like the orb low.
IB is currently set short for both. Meta's flying, Karim says. You guys believe AI will get to the point where it would perfectly execute everything you want to say? No.
No. I mean, no. Genuinely, no. And I think that the people that do think that, like also just think about like, what does that even mean for, like the world would just like fall apart if that happened. Like if you can just be like, I want this to happen, and then like magically everything is done for you, like what happens to people? Like not like, oh, what happens to their jobs? Like what happens to your brain? like what happens to your brain when you literally never have to think anymore? Like, just think about that for a second. Like, are you going to be like completely brain rotted? Like genuinely? Like, are you just going to be like, I don't have to think, I don't have to problem solve, I don't have to like do anything. My AI is going to do it all for me. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that that's terrible, which is why I don't think it's actually going to happen. But I mean, who knows?
You made a great point on it last time we were on stream together, that like the market, especially, that's where the most amount of wealth comes from, day in and day out.
Dude,
so
it's not going
they're
anywhere.
not going to let AI come and take that over, because then no one will make money.
Yeah.
Most of the money that's made in the world is from human error or human emotions. So AI taking that away, like you have, this happens very frequently. You have
I
companies
just tried
go ahead.
At 80 here.
Short at 80.
Sorry. Yeah. I have my target at my stop at 41. Sorry, continue.
I was just going to say that like companies that have inventory that gets taken, they order the wrong quantity of something.
Yep.
It's not like they get a refund on that. A crazy amount of people go and benefit off of them making that error.
Yep. Short at 80, looking for TP1 at 30. Where's my color thing? And then TP2 at 101. We'll see what happens.
707's glued right now.
I know.
There we go.
Give me that. I have that 29.
You can Q's your SPY.
NQ.
Nice.
Yeah. Give me that 30. Give me that 30. Oh, okay. I was going to be like, don't bounce on me here. You think I should move my stop? Whoa.
Probably not. Moving your stop gets stopped at break even.
I don't know if I just had a little bit of a lag there. Did you just see that?
Yeah, it spiked and then came right back up.
Whoa. Okay, my stop is no longer up. I'm not, obviously, I don't want to turn this red, but I'm going to put my stop at the 90s, a 12-point stop just for my entry to give it a little bit more room to breathe. But my runner position goes to 102.
Nice.
I'll definitely trail this. I do not want to be.
SPY is much, much stronger right now.
Yeah. I'm going to move my stop here to 70.
I do like the shorts now too. I'm a fan.
Yeah. So my stop.
This isn't me interfering with your trade at all, so don't take it that way. But every time, my personal rule, every time that I want to move my stop loss, I always secure the position, because I very often get trailed at break even.
You know what? Should I do that? I just moved it to 50 to 150 now.
Nice.
Should I close it? I closed it. I closed it at 38.
Just a personal rule that I have. Every time I want to move the stop loss, I end up getting stopped.
Not a bad rule. I closed it at 38 for, that was partially 51 points, partially 42 points. Pretty good entry there too at the 80s.
Very good entry.
Yeah. James got the real real entry at 220.
Entire move.
But yeah. So roughly 45 points total on average.
Very nice.
Happy that I didn't leave that runner.
Yeah, look at it.
Yep. You know, I just think that most people, I find that targeting 40 to 60 points on NQ is the sweet spot.
Absolutely.
It's the sweet spot. It's not that hard to catch. If you get the right entry, you can do it. But even here, like this is my initial target was 78 points. I was like expecting some sort of reaction off the $100 area.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, I'm so happy I'm out.
Telling you, anytime you want to move your stop loss, it will go and get you at break even.
Yep. So just so you guys know the logic of the trade here. First of all, the inside bar is not being taken is crazy. So that long bias in the morning, like, was there. It's just like not playing out right now. The short bias to the gap fill, that already played out. But in terms of structure today, this is like a really nice setup for me because you get the orb high and low. And I was saying earlier in the stream that I think that this area is definitely an area of interest to pay attention to. I'm like, I think that if price gets below this, practically this like 29.50 area, I think that it's going to continue lower. But we get this move down. I don't take a trade yet. We get the move back into the orb. Now, if price made it really heavily into the orb, looking for this high of day, I would be targeting that inside bar stat right over here, previous day's high. It failed, rejected actually pretty hard, and then consolidated. And when I see consolidation like this, especially at an area like a really clean area, like the orb low, like the way that it was, gap fill is also right here. I'm like, you know what? I could take a short here, expecting that continuation down. Another thing that I'm looking at, of course, always is at this moment, IB high is formed first. That's going to be pointing to the downside. I can front run that a little bit. Now, granted, I was pretty early on it, like 30 minutes early, but I'm paying attention. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit early here, but I'm paying attention to the overall sequence of the IB as well, looking for a scalp to the downside. And that's really what I was looking at. There's no, unfortunately, we don't have any levels to go off of. Like we don't have any, like the gap fill was taken, previous day's highs, like way north of where price is now. Previous day's low is very far away too. So this was definitely more of a subjective trade, but I'm using the key levels of the orb. I actually don't use the orb stats specifically, like the orb report, because if you look at it, the data is pretty mixed, like on a single or double break. If you are going to use the orb, I highly recommend looking at the weekdays actually. And what you can see is that on Wednesdays in the last 6 months on NQ, you're actually going to get one side to break almost 60% of the time, just over 60% of the time. So the single break here is higher on Wednesdays, which is what we're expecting to happen here, at least, obviously assuming we maintain that short bias. Mm-hmm. But just something to pay attention to. The orb stats are not very strong. I don't use the orb report itself. I use the orb as levels, and then I'll use the orb buy levels as targets. So for anyone who's ever used the IB buy levels report, you can see how likely is price to touch each of the multiples of the orb. So you're going to use the IB buy levels, the orb buy levels, to set your profit targets or to take reversals. So if this was like 20%, the way that it is with the IB buy levels, you're going to use that as an area to expect a reversal. So.
I'm a big fan of the shorts right now as well, but it is a little early. We got 15 minutes left, and SPY is 75% of the way to go IB high. So it's still too early for me to want to go and get in that position. Tesla recovered with a heavy V shape. I've been looking at Tesla too much.
You have?
I said I haven't been.
Are you going to trade the single stock futures?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited too.
So am I. I think it's going to be awesome, personally.
It's gonna destroy the options market.
Destroy the options market. There's really no benefit.
Unless you sell them and you benefit off the theta decay, but now you're not going to have anyone that is going to be purchasing your contract, so everything's going to be cheaper. It might, I think there will be an initial shock to it because a lot of people are going to be like, this is crazy. I can go and capitalize on these moves on these stocks without having theta decay present.
Yeah.
It's going to oversaturate that individual futures, and then at the same time, it's going to somewhat destroy what that option chain is doing for volume.
You know, I still think that people will. I think that we like futures is a pretty small niche, honestly.
Yeah.
Like when you're at Goldman, you're at a hedge fund. Really, nobody's talking about futures, to be honest. Like at the time, ESNQ was like the only time you hear, oh, the S&P futures are up was on the TV in the corner of CNBC before the market opened. Like that was it.
Actually,
like nobody's looking at NQ, nobody's looking at ES, and this was years ago, obviously. But like we are so exposed to futures. But if you go to someone on the street, even if they have like they buy S&P 500, they buy SPY, they buy Tesla in their like investment accounts, it's pretty rare they actually know what like how futures move or like what the point value is or like where they can go and like trade futures.
Yeah.
But for us, it's really popular. So that's really the only thing that I would say is getting that will have that friction is educating people that if you trade options, you should be actually trading the futures instead, unless you're selling them, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, the stock futures.
They should come out next month.
I hope so, dude.
Well, the stock futures allow you to trade the same 23 hours that you. Yes. Yeah, it's all going to be the same. I'm interested to see what they do for the ticker names because all futures are just two.
It's going to be TSLA, NVDA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were going to
pretty sure
down to two. It'd be like TS for Tesla.
No, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, I'm excited. The option market is going to get destroyed for at least a month to 2 months because there's no benefit to buying contracts in that.
Selling is still going to be awesome.
Yeah, but who are you going to be selling to?
I mean, there's so much volume now that like, unless you're trading some like random stock on like some random expiration, some random strike, I don't think you're going to have that much of an issue with the volume. Like I would be it would be crazy if like the SPX 0DTE options volume like dried up.
Yeah.
But like the institutions like mostly are the ones that are trading those. Like all the volume comes from them for the most part, from my understanding.
Yep.
But what's crazy is that
stock futures on prop firms probably not to start.
Yeah, probably not to start, but eventually, of course.
They'll be on there eventually, but their risk departments are going to have to take a look at what the parameters are for acquired risk.
Yeah.
Same thing they did, if you guys remember when gold was like Tesla moves like crazy every morning. Prop firms, if they don't properly assess what that risk is, they're going to get rinsed on it. Like a $7 move on Tesla, let's say the tick value is every 20 cents Tesla moves. So every dollar you could be making $500, and Tesla moves $6 to $7 every morning at open.
I'm gonna try to find it.
I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited for it. Because Tesla's very fun to trade, but if you trade it on a Thursday or Friday with 0 DTEs, you kind of get hosed if you don't get out.
Check it out.
Single stock feature is nice.
So
S Apple, S Google, nice. Yep. It's only for 7 to start, correct?
Yeah. Here's the list. So 54 US stocks. Here they are. What they're going to be. The no PDT, which is huge. PDT, for anyone who doesn't know, is pattern day trading rule. Pretty much, they did pass a law that it's going to be. It used to be that you can, if you have less than $25,000 in your account and you want to use margin, you can only take 3 trades in a 5-day rolling period. So if you trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you cannot trade until the next week's Wednesday. If you have less than $25,000 in your account, if you have more than $25,000, you can trade as much as you want. They just passed a law that the criteria is going to go from 25,000 to 2,000. It's not confirmed on when that's going to happen. If you trade options, if you buy options, you can just have a cash account. Not that big of a deal. PDT is not going to really matter. You can buy and sell as much as you want with a cash account. If you sell options, you need to have a margin account. That's where it's going to impact you. But no PDT here, so you don't really have to have a giant account. Mm-hmm. Like you can start it realistically with like $500. I mean, depending if they have micros, I'm not really sure, but like you can start it with like $500.
Yeah.
But the margin requirements will be interesting. I'm not sure how that'll work.
For everyone asking in chat, I'm gonna steal it back for a minute here.
Yeah, go for it.
I am not all that eager to take a short with how strong SPY is at the moment. We have 8 minutes left on the IB, so it would be in the front run time frame. VWAP, I'm not gonna add for Confluence yet because I'm not entirely familiar with it. I need to get more comfortable with having it on my chart, but SPY has 20% of the IB to go before it takes a new IB high. It's only 60 cents away. 60 cents over 8 minutes with the strength that it has right now, and the overshadowing bias that we have is that long to opening week range high. Andre also mentioned we have the inside bar stat that we barely missed. Inside bar high is 738.84. We missed that by 30 cents into the open on SPY. And that is, I just made a post on this yesterday. The inside bars are a crazy trend in the past 6 months. We have a 90% chance of breaking, or 90% statistic that price goes and breaks previous day's range on both SPY and Qs. 88.7 and 89.8. So very likely that we go and break previous day's high or previous day's low. With the strength we have coming in right now, I don't think that we're going to have a pullback to previous day's low. You seem crazy.
Yeah, I don't. No, it looks like ES is gonna.
We are. We got 10% of the IB to go to make a new IB high.
Oh, by the way, Schwab. There's a comment here about Schwab. For anyone who trades options, Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade, Schwab, whatever. Schwab owns Thinkorswim now. Negotiate your fees. Negotiate your commissions. Every broker, you can negotiate your commissions. I know that everyone starts, if you're with a Thinkorswim account or whatever, you start with 65 cents per contract, per direction. You can get that down to 30 cents, depending on how many contracts you trade. They don't go below, I don't think they go below 30 cents. But just reach out to their support and say, hey, I've been trading with you guys, whatever. Can you lower my fees? What's the worst that can happen if you ask? So you can actually save a decent amount of money if you trade a lot of contracts. Like, it adds up. So just keep that in mind.
There's a new IB high. So IB is set directionally long on SPY.
Oh wow, SPY did it. ES hasn't done it yet. It's probably gonna happen, but
yeah, that's right. I figured out why they have variance. I don't know if I covered this with you. Every tick on SPY with how different they're growing. So the higher SPY goes, the worse it gets. The higher Qs goes, the worse it gets. Every tick on SPY used to be 1-to-1 for ES and SPY, but because we're like 200, 300% up from where they launch futures, every tick on ES is the same, right? It's one tick every 25 cents. The tick on SPY is now 8 cents.
Wait, what?
For ES to move up one tick, SPY needs to move up 8 cents.
Oh.
So if we have, let's say the high, like right now, 738.46 was the previous IB high.
Yep.
If it goes up to 738.53, which is 7 cents, ES will not go up a tick, but SPY will make a new IB high. So that's why there's variance on those, and Qs isn't nearly as bad. Qs is still every 3 cents though. That's why it's that the data on QQQ and MNQ is much better. SPY, it's probably increased up to maybe even 10 cents now, but for ES to move up a tick, SPY needs to move up 8 to 10 cents.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I just found that out on my own last week. I was watching. When did we have that? Really, really choppy. Last Tuesday, May 5th, last Tuesday.
Dude, look at that comment.
What was that?
This is why you hire Zing.
Last Tuesday we did the same thing. SPY made a new IB high, QQQ, and MNQ also made a new high, but ES and MES did not.
Yeah.
And it's every 8 cents is a tick.
Interesting.
And then I did go and look. We had futures launch in, I can't remember, 2014. And they only started as mini contracts. 1997, I think micros were introduced in 2014. Anyway, when it launched, 2019 is when the first micro contract. So you're telling me for 12 years you had to trade a mini if you want to go and trade futures?
I don't think anyone traded them. Oh. But that's probably what's going to happen with the futures, though, with the single stock futures.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they're going to start with the micros. They should. I mean, I think they should. But who knows?
NQ is currently signaling a short. It is rejecting at VWAP right now. ES is indicating a long, so no IB trade for today, unfortunately.
Dude, hearing you say that, it's crazy.
Backwards?
Rejecting VWAP? No, rejecting VWAP.
We have a minute and 40 for NQ to go and take a new high. But if that happens, Wednesdays, I have noticed, Wednesdays of all the days of the week typically close at about 90% of the IB range. Very, very routinely.
Wait, out of the IB range?
No, if the IB set, like right now in SPY, the IB high set at 738.70 will close at 10:30 at 738.60. We'll close 90% of the way for the IB being broken.
I see.
Zink talking dirty with all this VWAP talk.
It's hilarious to hear. I think it's cool. I think it's important to like explore other things. Like, you'll decide if you like it.
Yeah.
Over the next like couple of weeks, couple of months. If you like it, even better. It's like something else that you can apply as confluence.
Yeah, absolutely. Would I long if ES breaks the high? Honestly, I might give it a try. David's in here. He can explain it. This is his discovery, not mine. But I have very high confidence in it. So I reanalyzed that IB divergence yesterday, Andre, over 2 years. It prompted me to on Edgeful AI. We have a 17% chance that they both break in their correct direction. And it's the same stat over 6 months. 6 months it was 0%, but it's 5.6% of all trading days have divergence, like what we're seeing right now.
Yep.
We have essentially, the way that I view it, and David was the one that came to this conclusion. If SPY is indicating a high break and SPY goes and breaks the high, whereas Qs is indicating a low break, as soon as SPY goes and takes that high, you have essentially an 83% chance that QQQ should also go and take the high.
Interesting.
So you have a 17% chance that QQQ goes and takes the correct level, both of them playing out correctly. You have an 83% chance that it does not.
Isn't it pretty cool that you can find that out just by chatting?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's everyone's own little input on the IB.
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're going to get that move up, and that inside bar stat's going to
we should
hopefully play out here. I mean, that's a good target. In addition to, I mean, on ES it's a point away, but NQ it's kind of the same thing. But I didn't know that. So if ES breaks the high correctly, for like low forms first, high forms second, ES is correct.
Yep.
NQ pointing to the short side. If ES breaks, NQ is going to break the high too. If ES breaks the high, NQ is also going to break the high.
Yep.
Interesting.
And
okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
We are building fully custom reports in Edgeful AI. So there's going to be like a different mode that you go in. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious, guys in the chat, what types of questions would you want to know? So like what types of custom reports would you want to see? So obviously you'll be able to ask questions about the existing reports, IB, when this happens and whatever, right? But that's an existing calculation that like we already have. What are some concepts that are completely foreign to Edgeful that you'd want to see? So like, for example, a very simple example of this would be, out of all of the weeks in the last 6 months, how often is there a new high of week made every weekday from Tuesday to Friday? So how often does Tuesday break Monday's high, Wednesday break Tuesday's high, Thursday break Wednesday, like whatever, right? That continuation to the tops, like that continuation. That's an example of a concept that we don't have in Edgeful, but something that you can theoretically build, right? Mm-hmm. What types of questions would you guys want to be able to ask Edgeful AI to build your own reports that you can save into your Edgeful dashboard, right? So imagine the same way you pull up the IB report, you can pull up any custom report that you've created. So I'm curious what you got. I mean, Zinc, I'm curious if you would ask anything. I know that you use the IB a lot, obviously, but like even something foreign, like something outside of it, like something about the opening week range or like something about overnight range. Obviously, you don't have to answer right now, but like, yeah.
I think I could use it for honestly the days where the IB, we had one on earlier last week. If I can go back to it real quick here. So days like this, disregarding VWAP, and I don't need that on there right now, but when the IB misses and you have a reversal, this is would be a complex one because there would be a lot of if-thens. When the IB misses hitting full TP and then has a reversal, what are the odds that it goes and takes the high or the opposing direction? Because I've seen this happen probably 4 times. And each time that I've been in the IB, I've gotten whacked from it. But anytime that we barely missed the low, we missed it by 12 cents. And then it reverses and goes and takes the high. How often does that happen? So stuff like that. That's the only thing I would have off the top of my head.
Interesting.
Maybe some for Globex as well, but there's a lot of cool. The more that I talk and interact with the community, the more you realize that everyone has, and this is the point that I always try making, everyone has their own way of thinking. and their own brain works in their own individual way. So if you're looking at the IB stats, I feel like I'm probably one of the most fluent people out there in the space on the IB because of how often I use it, how many different areas I use it in. Sometimes a lunchbox IB I've been exploring a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you go and talk like Dan yesterday. I would have never made that connection between the 5-minute orb and analyzing what that orb does or conveys over to the IB stat if the IB plays out in that direction.
I'm actually going to try to look at something. I'm interested. Hold on.
ES is about to take the high. Unfortunately, that also means Q's is right behind it. Q's is 10 points off of taking the high. Very, very close. So it should pretty easily go and take that high. You could take, it's 15 points off right now. You could be very aggressive and take a 15-point play if you wanted to. Pulls back a little bit more, I'll maybe try something.
I'm curious about what you were saying before with if the IB high forms first, it's very close, and then it breaks the high. Is that not just the opposite stat of the IB by rejection?
Yeah, you'd be taking a. The only thing is you don't really know when it's going to happen like that. This one, you'd still get your entry almost near the midpoint, but this was the example I was referring to. We missed the IB low by maybe 20 cents.
Yeah.
And then it reverses all the way up and takes the high. So if it had wicked down a little bit lower, it would have been a double break, and it would have probably done the same thing. But it's a difficult stat to go and read regardless.
So that's IB high formed first, high breaks first.
Mm-hmm.
How is that different? How is what you're saying different from that?
It's just involving how close it gets to breaking
the
other IB level or the correct level. It could be something to do with where the IB closes over or under the midpoint, or if it closes within this range of the low, or the odds that it goes and takes that correct level.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Got it.
There, Maximus said, extract 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute opening candle continuation report for all stocks in your database. Rank them by best within 6-month period, the feature, for example.
Wait, sorry, repeat that.
He said, extract the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute opening candle continuation report for all stocks in your database or under SPY ETF. Rank them by best within 6-month period. And that would be a feature that you'd want added.
Okay. I have a question. In that case, where you want to scan all of the reports in Edgeful for the highest percentage to the lowest percentage, like obviously everyone's like, okay, well, what's high percentage? What's like high probability? What's like an A+ setup?
Mm-hmm.
The issue with doing that, or the difficult piece about doing that, is if you put a 5% gap fill customization, everything is going to be 95, 99%. But that's not like actually useful. If you put a 1-minute IB, the double break stats are going to be 100%. But again, that's not actually useful, right? Like if you have a, like whatever, theoretically, you can't do a 1-minute IB, but like theoretically, if you could. That's the difficult part, is like, where do we like set the line, or do we not set a line? And we can say, if these are the stats, you can go and look through them if you want.
Yep.
But like we can have a threshold example of 70%, like 70% of the gap fill. Like what if you do it on the London session and then you have a 5-minute orb on the London session, and then double break is super high, right? Like there are so many variables that you need to think about. Like also, how does that translate? Like there's a lot of variables to think about because you can get a lot of the reports to be 100% if you tinker with the session enough, or you tinker with the time of the IB enough, or you tinker with the IB size, or whatever it is. But you can do it. And yeah, it's just, that's the difficult piece, because like we've obviously thought about like, okay, how do we rank the top reports? But maybe we just allow you to run all of the customizations on one ticker, or you pick one customization on all the tickers. That's like another thing to think about for us is like, how do we bring the A+ reports up to like the top of mind? So that's another thing to think about too for us, obviously.
That example I was just telling you about, we missed that IB high by 1 cent on SPY. A single tick.
Wow.
So like what would the odds be right now that it goes and takes the low with Qs? Probably not very high, but
no, I would be shocked.
That's what I thought last Tuesday, and then it did. This is the patience factor, by the way, everyone. Waiting for the IB to have a nice, strong confluence, and you know it's going to break in the correct direction. Like if we had front ran that, and honestly, lesson learned from yesterday, even though we only went in 3 minutes early, it still whacked us out. If we had front ran that, we would have been stopped out right now on SPY, probably on Qs as well. Or we'd be 80% of the way to our stop loss. So waiting isn't a terrible thing. There we go. We're getting a nice continuation now. Almost at the IB high for SPY. Took me even more time, but once I did this feature, there's a question for you. This is for swing trading every day. Can we see the top outperforming sectors / symbols the S&P brings up strongest list? That'd be cool. These stocks are most likely to break on these days.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It's not a bad idea.
I've been using the screener for specifically the IB's initial balance break. Get to the screener here. I like that you can go and refine the Mag 7 and see which one of them, if X amount of them have a bullish bias for the initial balance, or the odds that it goes and breaks it in that correct direction. Like customize this and go 60 minutes. I don't know if you can get the IBY rejection on here.
You can. It's in the template. If you go to the top left, daily bias.
Awesome.
IBY rejection is that one right there. So you can see all of them. And it's actually like pulling the data. So it's not just like if the high or low formed first, it's like pulling like the data for each one.
Awesome. Now we're fighting at that level right now. Hughes wants to go and take the IBI. MES obviously should be targeting the IBI for a break. Days like this are so difficult because you want to take a trade and you go against the data. But what's your reward? What's the benefit to you doubting the data? Is that going to reassure that you can do it day after day?
I think that's like one of the most difficult pieces about trading, because you know that price is going to move, right? Like price is not going to be stuck. It's going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And theoretically, you can capitalize on a move and make some money. But the problem is if you're breaking the setup,
Yeah, exactly.
You're just going to reinforce the bad habits, especially if you lose money, you're going to be furious. If you make money, you're reinforcing a bad habit.
Exactly. Like right now, I could very easily go long. The only thing that we have is that previous day's high that is still not taken, where you're 10 cents away. Which, as I was just saying, we could go and take that level without moving up and taking it on ES.
Yeah.
And then SPY comes crashing back down off of that.
Yeah.
But reinforcing bad habits is the worst thing that you can go and do to yourself. 100%.
What we need to do actually is add the IB close location.
Oh, yeah.
Into the AI.
Yes, please. Is there any Edgeful stats to assist with trading the Asian move more efficiently? I use the daily time frame for the IB. You can use all the same stats. So you can go to your reports, you can go into M&Q, and as opposed to using QQQ during New York, I go to M&Q for the daily time frame. Daily time frame is set to a 6 p.m. open, which is a Globex. You can also set it to the Asia open, 8 to 5 p.m. if you wanted to. That open will give you all the same reads, all the same statistics. You'll have the inside bars. You can set it to inside bars for Asia to Asia instead of New York to New York. So the only thing that you change is go into the futures that you're trading and then alter the session. This is the newest one that I've done here, is the lunchbox. So you can use the same inside bars for lunchbox, or the odds that it breaks the previous day's lunchbox or New York session lunchbox. You can add it to.
I heard lunchbox and I was like, huh?
That's what it's starting to be called, lunchbox IB.
It's hilarious.
So for today, on a Wednesday, if we have the high form first from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we have an 81% stat to go and take the high. If you see the low form first on a Wednesday, you don't want to take it because it's 50-50 across the board, but it's the same exact stat, happens every day. We've had 11 instances for the high forming first. We've had 14 for the low forming first. I do like longs. Funny enough, I actually really like MCL shorts right now too. I know I never trade that, but I'm a fan of this going and having a double break for the IB because bring up those MCL stats or CL, initial balance. I'm going to refine it to a Wednesday. We have, just in general, we have a 30% chance on any given weekday to have a double break. And then by weekday for Wednesdays, I think it jumps up to 50, 28. So on Tuesday yesterday, 50 Tuesday. Whoops, I didn't refine it. No, this has a very good, even on any given weekday, it's a very good stat that we have a double break on MCL.
Yeah.
Excluding Friday and Monday.
You trade it?
I've been dabbling with it a little bit.
Interesting.
The increased volatility on it's kind of fun to trade. It's like gold back in November of last year. But after I get off stream, I don't know if you can see on your end the amount of hours that users spend on Edgeful. I'm on it until like 1:30, 1:20 in the afternoon. So another almost 2
Just
hours
poking
after
around.
stream. Yeah. Trying to optimize everything.
I'm curious about that, like actual workflow. Like, how can we make it better?
I think tell you all the time, I don't like change on things. That customization.
You're
for
so nervous that
days,
we're gonna move things around.
I am a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, I hate when my phone gets updated. I can't stand it for that reason, because I go and use everything that I was using before. Don't remember what apps look like what now.
Yeah.
So every time they do a big iOS, like I'll leave my phone unupdated until I absolutely have to.
So you just get the new one.
Either until I get a new one, or I try opening my phone and it's so glitchy because I haven't updated it that they force me to update it. Like last time I got a new phone, I was 3 iOSs behind.
Whoa.
That's
I
how
update
bad
my stuff
I don't
every, like
change.
always I'm up to date. But you like the workflow of going through the process or just going through it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy to be able to use the same skill every day, because I don't.
Yeah.
You said it best. You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
do the same thing with baseball. I do the same thing with the little carpentry work that I do outside. I try to do a little bit of that each day, so I don't forget how to do stuff. Changing the oil in my lawnmower, chainsaw, all that.
I like that.
So
Go ahead.
I do things a little unorthodox. Like I'll take the slower method to doing something so I know how to do it.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you do with carpentry? I'm interested in that.
I'm finishing our basement, so I just put walls up. I put the outlets in myself, wired
That's
it.
crazy.
Like
you know how to do electrical and all that?
Not super complex electrical. Like I'm sure if a master electrician came over here, they'd be like, that doesn't look right. But enough to the point that it will work. Like I didn't splice the wires wrong at all. It's all the high school that I went to. I was just talking about this with my wife yesterday. The schooling that I got and what kids get in school now is nowhere near as advanced. And it's not because I think it's just because of funding issues, but I had like robotics, I had woodworking, I had a boat building class when I was in high school.
Wow.
Like home ec stuff. And I know
I did home ec in middle school.
Home ec.
Dude, we were making eggs too. And whatever.
Yeah, we'd make
I made my own pajamas with a sewing machine.
There's the eye behind cues, and funny enough, Spy is behind. Spy has not taken the high yet.
Yeah, that's insane, actually. Dude, you see Steve's comment? In
yes,
the back of Andre's mind, what can I change to drive Zinc crazy?
Don't do that, please. Please don't. I'll send you a picture.
I think woodworking is sick, honestly. What's up?
I'll send you a picture later on Slack.
Yeah. I think it's sick. Like those videos. I'm assuming you do it all by hand, but like those videos where they have I don't know, it's called like a CNC machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they like go through, they like cut up these things. They like put those like rounded edges on everything. They like do all that. Then they end up building like a table or whatever. I'm like, that's so sick. I think it's cool.
I also still I do not have a nail gun. I hand nail everything.
You hammer it in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You're OG.
So I probably put cedar shingles up on it, hand nailed all the studs in. Hurt my arm, but I enjoy doing it.
Do you go to like Home Depot and
I go to Home Depot almost probably 4 times a week.
Are you long HD?
It moves too slow for me. Too slow a mover. So we did that, validated the IB, the diverged IB.
Oh,
stat.
true.
So this should actually bump up a little bit if I go in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to refresh it.
You have to do it tomorrow.
I will. I'll do it on stream tomorrow with James. So that was a 83% chance that we went and took the high there because Spy went and took. I don't know if it would be that. QQQ took it before Spy did. We also just took the inside bar stat. We should now be heading towards that opening week range high.
Yeah.
Which is the first bias I had for the stream. And I think it's important to note the overall bias for this market as well is stupid bullish.
Yeah.
Like we could have a nuke land on Iran right now. The market would drop 2% today and pop up 3% tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
My hands are vice grips.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, please don't.
How did you learn all the woodworking stuff from school?
No, my brother-in-law is a carpenter, so I just watch him.
I think it's sick, honestly.
Watching.
I think that's like genuinely cool.
I'll send you a picture. I've done. I don't know. That's usually what I do after a stream. So I'll go outside. I'll take a break from the charts. I'll work on something for an hour outside, or if it's raining, I'll just play video games for like 30 minutes, and then I'll look at Edgeful for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
All I got was one of those Milwaukee like $500 sets during Christmas.
Like the tool set?
It's got a buzzsaw, impact wrench, and drill. That was it.
Oh my god.
That's what I do everything with.
Do you wear like the goggles? Do you wear the safety stuff?
I don't. Not.
So when you use the buzzsaw, is the one where you like can, like it's like the one on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You just
the handheld one.
You don't put glasses on?
Nope.
Oh my god, dude.
I wear sunglasses if I'm using particle board. That's it. I don't want to get that stuff in my eye.
But you don't do it when you use a buzzsaw?
No.
Is there a reason?
Just don't. Probably should. I just don't.
Why? It's just quick. Like you just like cut it.
I mean, it has the guards on it. Unless you're putting your face like right into it to see the line, you'll be fine.
I've seen these things where the buzzsaw can like detect if there's like if it's like skin or whatever, and they show this. Have you seen? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those are the.
Like they put a hot dog in it and it stops.
Yeah, those are table saws.
Oh, so it's different.
Yeah, I use the handheld one. Shoot, I can't even think of the name of it. What is it?
Saw stop.
Is this one?
Okay. Let's see.
I have that.
Oh god, dude, that's some sketchy stuff.
So this is the set that I got like 2 years ago, probably. That's all I use.
You know, I don't really mess around with chainsaws and all that action. What's the thing where it's like there's a handle on it and it's this like rectangle thing you can like hammer in to like carve out specific things, right? Like carve out like specific like chunks out of like a piece.
Multi-tool.
What is that called? Is it?
I think it's a multi-tool.
To the extent I'm fine with doing, but like a chainsaw,
like this.
Yes, but like the handheld one, it's like you like put it against like if you're trying to make like a perfect corner, like you like put it there and you can like hammer it in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think of the tool name.
But
a jigsaw. There you go. Dan Akron said jigsaw. Jalen uses power saws to remove the button.
Yeah, I don't even need them. Just don't put them on there.
Dan Cook. I took an inside bar trade against the IB formation on M&Q. Feel dirty, but can ignore 90% stat. Entered on the IB 25 at a previous session's high. We were just talking about not knowing if you used that.
What's the opposite trade?
Not knowing if you use the inside bar.
Oh, if you use the inside bar, yeah. Dude, inside bar. The nice thing is that when it sets up too, like the outside day, like for like the ultimate reversal setup, gap up, bullish outside day, open above midnight open, just like hasn't been happening all in the same day. It's always like one of them is off, or like whatever else. Like it's not all of them together. So it's so nice that like the inside bar has been setting up a lot because it's not something that has to set up every day. IB sets up every day, obviously, but like when it doesn't, that's the part that sucks.
We had a $17 reversal on Tesla today.
Dude, send it to 1,000.
It will. I have TSLL shares too. I have the leveraged shares of that.
Would you buy leaps instead, like long expiration?
No, I think the decay is a little bit worse on the leaps.
Is it?
But
Then
when I had
the leverage?
Yeah, the leverage isn't too bad. It's only 2x. It's not 3. It's still not good, but when you get it at the lows, like I bought at 12 and 13, so I'm already up $5 a share on that.
Yeah.
I had it in April last year too, and I ended up selling it at like 24. It went all the way up to 40. As long as you're not getting it on the way down, you won't have leverage decay, but it's...
Can you click the plus to the left of the 1 minute on the top left? Right there. Can you put in Tesla and then just hover on it and then do, so like on the bottom left, if you go year to date, just right. Yep. So
year to date.
Oh, I have a call right now.
The first year. Oh, sorry about that. I'll get the.
No, I didn't realize. Hold on 1 sec.
Well, make sure you guys do comment Edgeful. I'll get that screen over on the giveaway right now. Comment Edgeful. I did pull this up a little late, so if everyone wants to go and re-put it in, should have everyone qualified on there. But just as a precaution, I'll give you guys a minute or two. Very, very strong on MES today. We should also, I think we're probably immediately going to go to previous day's high, previous session's high at least. The extended one. There they are, all flying in. Yeah, I did. Looks like I did miss a few of them pulling it up late. It usually goes back and grabs them, but maybe not from the very beginning. It's rampant quite a bit. All right, we'll go ahead and pull the first one. Doesn't look like it's spiking up too much more now. So good luck. First one is going to be Dan Akron. There you go. You're just chatting here. Dan Akron. First winner. I'll get these put into the back end as well. Leave that up for another minute or two. Or another couple seconds, not a minute or two. Go ahead and draw again. So make sure if you win, you email hello@edgeful.com. That's what you're going to get your validation from. Make sure that you send them a screenshot of your YouTube login. Second winner, Skuzman 101. Skuzman 101. Congratulations. We got 3 more coming in. 3 more. We do this every Wednesday. 5 1-month subscriptions every Wednesday. You guys can win back-to-back Wednesdays. We did have someone in here actually win 2 months a while ago. Miklo 934, you actually just won last week. Funny enough. Or was it the week before? Let me scroll up a little bit more. 3 weeks. I remember this name popping up before. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. So make sure you guys email hello@edgeful.com. That will get you your login, your 1-month subscription, all for free. We got 2 more to go. Second to last one right here. Wood Wizard NC. Congratulations. Last one coming in. Good luck. Yeah, this is the first time. Maybe it was another Miklo that also had the same numbers. Anthony Chapman, 5856. I feel like I've also seen that name on here before too. Yeah, you won last week. Anthony Chapman won last week. Again, that will be emailing hello@edgeful.com. So Dan Akron, Skuzman101, Michelow934, Woodwizard NC, and Anthony Chapman 5856. I'll go ahead and type that in chat. hello@edgeful.com. You guys can go and copy paste that, send out your email. That will get you access to. You won last week. Is that allowed? Yeah, you just got 2 months now. Congratulations. Make use of those 2 months. We do this every Wednesday. We'll do another round of giveaways next Wednesday. We'll do another round the Wednesday after that. Great stream today. What is the probability of winning 2 weeks in a row? Whatever 1 in 145 divided by last week, we had 212. So multiplied by those. 212 times 145. I'll give you your stats right now. Odds of winning 2 weeks in a row, 1 in 30,740. Divided by 5. Hold on. Because we have 5 winners. 1 in 6,148. There you go. All right, that will conclude it for today, everyone. I know we didn't take an IB trade. Very happy with how we read the market. We do have a continued bullish bias up to 740.77 and up to 714.63 on QQQ. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be live with James tomorrow, maybe just by myself. We'll see. And then I will also be live again on Friday morning. So I will see you guys later on this week. Have a great rest of your day. Don't do anything silly. Enjoy your profits. Peace out. Oops, this is awkward. I clicked the wrong button. There we go.